Hey everybody, Logan here. Today we're back with another Nintendo Switch game video. Why? Because these are 10 games. Yes, this time 10 games that you need to be playing on the Nintendo Switch, especially before the next one comes out. Because we don't know if it's going to be backwards compatible, but if it is, even better. Now, these are 10 must-play games that, well, not first party. Most people are like, oh yeah, you got the Animal Crossing, you got the Smash Brothers, you got the Splatoon 3, so many good first party games. Plethora. These are ones that are not first party, but are still bangers on the Nintendo Switch. And if you haven't played these, what are you waiting for? Right here, these 10 games, you need to play them. Let's get into it. Alrighty, here we go. There's the stack. So where do we start? Well, let's start at the beginning. There's no specific order to these. I just stacked them up in the, way in which I wanted to present them. So don't think, oh, this game should be played before this game or anything like that. So let's take a look. And the first one is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. Bet some of you like, but it's a skateboard game. Yes. This is a remake. Unlike 5, you guys remember 5? This is a remake and I guess you could say remake but spiritual sequel done correctly. It has all the old levels, but I guess you can say up to date. So it's a really good game. The physics are all there. It plays like the originals. It feels like the originals, but it looks a million times better. And if you have not played Tony Hawk in any capacity, this is a great way to start because Pro Skater was where it all began. Pro Skater 5 you can really skip. 1, 2, 3, and 4 were solid. 1 and 2 were the best. 2 was my favorite. 3 was amazing. 4 was all right. 4 was solid. But once you start getting into the American Wastelands and all kinds of other stuff like that, and Tony Hawk's Underground, it loses its sheen. But this brings it back to where it begins. The core of the gameplay is all there. It's fantastic. This is a game you must play. Now, yes, you can play it on PlayStation 5 and Series X or Xbox One, PS4, what have you. But to be able to play it on the go is just a fantastic experience, and it runs very well. I was very surprised. I do enjoy this quite a bit, and I think you would too. Next, let's put that to the side. We've got, oh, that's an interesting little one. I did this one because it's technically a 2-in-1, Cat Quest 2. These are third-person action RPGs. Third-person? Okay, I'll show myself out. No, because it's a possum pack. It's person, possum, they're cat. Okay. So this is the 2-pack that has part 1 and part 2. Part 3 is scheduled to come out later this year, but that one's like Pirates of the Caribbean. I forget what it's called. But this is, think Zelda-ish? Legend of Zelda, like the older ones, the top-down. I don't know. I think it's a fun game. It's very simplistic. It's enjoyable. This is a game that my wife and I play together because she really loves cats, but she's not big into RPGs. So when I saw what this one was, I was like, all right, let's try to get it into it. And she really enjoyed it. We were able to play 2 together because part 1 is single player, part 2 is multiplayer. So you have a puppers and a kitty. So you guys can play together. My wife was the cat, I was the dog, and it just kind of fit and it's kind of funny. And this is a great game. If you haven't played it, either 1 or 2, I think this is a great pack to pick up and allows you to play both and enjoy both of them at the same time. And here we go, Blazing Chrome. Do you like Contra? Then you're gonna love Blazing Chrome. I actually covered this on the channel way back in the day when I first started. We did a playthrough video, myself and my buddy Lich. You guys may remember him, probably not. This is about four years ago when the channel started. And if you like Contra, this is definitely a throwback to some great Contra style gameplay. It is one of the best. The only way to get it was through Limited Run. I think they later released it at Best Buy. Limited Run publishing it. I do not remember. Let me know in the comments below if that's where you guys got it. But I ordered this back when I was ordering stuff from Limited Run like all the time. but this is definitely one to pick up. You can still get it on the eShop. It is Contra to the T. It mixes Contra and the European version Probotector, if I'm not mistaken. So it gives you the robot style and then the human style. It's Contra. It's great. Definitely don't pass this one up if you love those type of games. Next, Blasphemous. Not a big fan of the name. And there's a little bit in it that is slightly, it depends on how you want to look at it, but this is a Castlevania type game, and it has a very interesting art style, but it is Castlevania to the T, but very, very intense, brutal combat. It's very gory. It is over the top in terms of just visual effects for that 16-bit era style visuals. It is a fantastic game. If you like Castlevania, if you like those retro style Metroidvanias in any way, but it's more Castlevania to me. It's more classic Castlevania. It's definitely one to pick up. There is a Blasphemous 2. You can look at that, but I would definitely suggest start with the first one before you go with the second one. It's a very good game to play and add to your collection. It is on multiple platforms as well. Most of these that you're going to see on this list are, but it just feels right playing it on the Switch, being a Nintendo console, as well as being able to play it portably. Next, a very underrated fighting game, if I do say so myself, and that is Power Rangers Battle for the Grid. This is the Super Edition. This one you can pick up still, I think, at GameStop or most retailers, if you can still find it. This is the one that has all the DLC, including the Street Fighter crossover. So this is a solid attempt at a fighting game. It is slightly unbalanced in ways, but once you get the hang of it, it's got a great story, great gameplay, great visuals. I have this on every console, whether it be PS4, Xbox, or Switch, and I have every single version, but I'm a Power Rangers fan if you guys haven't noticed yet. But if you haven't, take a look at some of my other videos and you will see I do have Mighty Morphin Mondays. I did cover this back then, I think, but this is definitely one to check out. You might be able to find it on sale on the eShop as well if you're looking for a digital copy, but it's definitely worth it if you're a Power Rangers fan and if you've read Shattered Grid or any of the comics from the Boom series, you're going to like it as well. This is a must buy. If you're a Power Rangers fan and if you're looking forward to the new one that's coming out, Rita Rewind, you might want to play this for some nostalgia as well. Next, another retro-inspired game, and what is that? Streets of Rage 4. This is probably the best Streets of Rage game since Streets of Rage 2. My favorite was Streets of Rage 2. Love it. I think it's great. This is fantastic. All the characters, the art, the beat 'em up, the music, the style, everything about this game is fantastic. If you like your Genesis era, Super Nintendo era, side-scrolling beat 'em up, whether it's a Final Fight, or the Streets of Rage, you're really going to enjoy this. Even if you like the Ninja Turtles or the Simpsons side-scrolling beat 'em ups, this is one that you must not pass up. The visuals are just fantastic. Hand-drawn aesthetic, it's just great. The music is a throwback to the good stuff in Streets of Rage 2, and if you know what I mean, you know what I mean. It's a fantastic soundtrack. This is a must-buy. Again, you can get it on any platform, but it just feels right on the Switch, again, because of portability, and, well, it just runs great, and it's Nintendo. It just makes sense, right? Alright, so the next one kind of falls in line with that. You're going to see a little theme going on here. This is also a retro-inspired game. That is Capcom Fighting Collection. Capcom Fighting Collection has a bunch of retro fighting games from Darkstalkers, Street Fighter, Red Earth, games that weren't even released here in the States, as well as Puzzle Fighter and Gem Fighter. So those are great games if you ever played those back in the day on the PS1 or Super Nintendo era. These are fantastic games to jump into. And if you like that retro-inspired retro fighting games, wow, it's so crazy to see that I'm calling it retro and I remember playing it, but I'm old now. But these are a fantastic selection of games, and to be able to pick this up, or digitally or physically, this is definitely the way to go. Yes, you can get it on other consoles. Some people say the PlayStation version is superior, because of the D-pad, but hey, if you're playing with a Pro controller or any of the Joy-Con replacements with Hall effect sticks or whatnot, you're going to get a better D-pad. So I think you're fine there, but play it with a Pro controller and you'll definitely be good. This is one you must play if you like Capcom fighting games. Next, again, still sticking with that theme, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. Now, this is the Anniversary Edition. This you can pick up anywhere. You didn't have to worry about getting it from Limited Run or anything like that. This comes with all the DLC, which includes Karai and Usagi Yojimbo, and as well as a couple of other modes. So this is just an amazing throwback to classic Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade beat 'em up, whether you're talking about Turtles 2 or Turtles 3 on the NES, Turtles 4, Turtles in Time. It just has that throwback feel, and it is fantastic. I've beaten this game multiple times on multiple platforms. I've beat this on Switch twice, and I've beat it on the Xbox, and I'm currently playing through it on PlayStation. So no matter what you have, you can play it on that. But again, this feels home on the Nintendo Switch because of Turtles in Time being on Super Nintendo and being able to take it with you. There's no arguing this is where, in my opinion, it belongs. But if you love beat 'em ups and if you love Ninja Turtles and if you haven't played this yet, what are you waiting for? Pick this game up. Next, hey, look, it's not so retro. That is Cruis'n Blast. Now, yes, this one is still sealed, if you guys are asking. I do have it digitally. I bought it the day it came out because I could not wait for it. And then once I was able to find the physical edition, I picked it up. Haven't opened it up, but it's an arcade racer in the Cruis'n series, which we haven't seen those since way back in the day on the Nintendo 64. Cruis'n USA, Cruis'n World, Cruis'n Exotica, fantastic games. But this one is made by Raw Thrills. It's a 3D, full 3D racing game, but it still feels like those classic Cruis'n USA games, and this is Cruis'n Blast. I've already beat this game, maxed out my cars. I actually have the Camaro. It does have licensed vehicles in it. I have the Camaro and the Corvette, along with a couple of other games. I think the, what is it that's in here? Oh, the Hummer EV is also, there's a number of different cars. So many crazy effects. It is a port of the arcade game. If you guys have ever played it at Game Time or Dave & Buster's or anything like that, you've probably seen it there. But this one also has new tracks specifically for the Switch version to give you some more replayability, but it's got that over-the-top cruising feel with aliens and dinosaurs and all that, and you can soup up your cars to the high heavens. It's a fantastic game, probably one of my favorite arcade-style racing games of all time. Yes, that's saying a lot. I enjoyed the snot out of this game, and you will too, especially if you like racing games. It's a must-buy. Hey, Whale. Well, that's why it's on this list, right? And now, the last game. Game number 10, and you will see it continues. And that is Ninja Savior's Return of the Warriors. And this was a re-release of a Super Nintendo game. If I'm not mistaken, I can't remember. Ninja Saviors, I think it was. Ninja Warriors for the US and Ninja Saviors in Japan. This is the Japanese version, and it plays in English as well, so you don't have to worry about it. You can pick it up here or over there. I got mine through, I want to say, PlayAsia. I think I got mine in PlayAsia, but this is a fantastic side-scrolling beat-em-up. Super Nintendo feels fantastic. You got different ninjas. You got a big mecha style one, and you can get all these new abilities, and you can switch between them as well on the fly after you die and come back and forth. The game is really fun. It's challenging, but it's a great game. Visually, it's beautiful. It takes you back to the days of those Super Nintendo side-scrolling beat-em-ups. With a lot of these games, you can see, I think side-scrolling beat-em-ups are fantastic on the Switch. I think they look amazing. They all run very well, especially that 2D pixel art style. The cleaner, the better. And this has that very clean look, but still a fantastic game. And with that being said, I think the Switch has a ton of great retro-inspired games must play. Hey, there's plenty of other games out there, but this is my choice. This is my top 10 games you must play. Maybe I want to call it top 10, but it is 10 games in which you really need to play because they are fantastic games. So I've got 1, 2, 3 3D games. The rest are all 2D beat 'em ups or side-scrolling something. But I think that's where the Switch really excels. There's a lot of great games out there, like the Marios, the Fire Emblems, Smash Brothers, Splatoon, Animal Crossing. There's so many good first-party titles. I really felt the need to shine the light on some really good third-party stuff. And yeah, I know today's that kind of day where you really don't have too many third-party exclusives unless, they're put out by the console manufacturer. So these are games that I think you would really love if you like this style of game, if you're a little older, if you like the retro style, even if you're not older, that really shine on the Nintendo Switch. So tell me if you have any of these, tell me if you played any of them, tell me if you want to play any of them or any of these tickled your pickle, let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share this video. Make sure you tune in every Thursday night, 9 p.m.-ish for Ready to Start podcast. You will not regret it. Such a fun time. God bless you all. Like we always say, be legendary. Thanks again.